Yo, what is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome. This is the pre-playoffs recap, and hosted by me. This is for the NACAL League, and we just ran over how the group stage results went, and now we're gonna be covering the group's seedings. And we're gonna be starting off with the third seeds, all from all of the 10 different groups we had here in the group stage of things, or the divisional stage of things. And looking over at the third seeds, we're keeping our eyes on these four teams. You guys can see the logos and or images of up above, and so you're looking at 410 Nation. They are a team looking to potentially turn around their performance from group stage. They were just shy of the second seed in that group. They were fighting with Indiana Syndicate and the side of Zelix, and at one point they even could have topped their group. I wouldn't have posed or really questioned it. If you were to think that, if you were to tell me that they were going to top their group, I wouldn't have been opposed of that. So that's they're a team to keep an eye on when it comes to these third seeds that might look to upset a little bit. But they are also one of the strong third seeded teams coming out of groups. And you're looking over at Oculus Performance, same sort of situation and story for them. They were fighting in a group that was very hotly contested when it comes to the top three seeds, and they just were shy of that second or first spot, and they easily could have been a first seed or a second seed coming out of that group. So once again, a really strong team in the seedings side of things. You're looking at Kings Grant Killers as well. They are a team here. They were fighting hard in their group in Group C, and they were just shy, I believe, with a map count of getting the second seed in that group, either map count or maybe head to head, something of that nature. And so just turning things around and then also turning teams around and on their heads is what you need to accomplish if you are the Kings Grant Killers. And if you are against any of the other teams here in the third seed section, you're definitely looking at Kings Grant Killers as definitely a team to look out for in that competition, and maybe even favorite there. And last but not least, we got HOC Esports. They have a 3-3 record, 11 map wins and 9 map losses. I think this is the fourth strongest record, if not the strongest record, maybe coming out of group stages. So they have the strongest record coming out of group stage, third seeded teams. And they did have a group that I don't think was too strong. They was too easy at all for them. And so they definitely are a team that are looking to bounce back hard and hopefully take down a few other third seeded teams to gain some confidence to build towards some success later on in the playoffs tournament. Now, shifting focus away from the third seed, we're going to be jumping over into looking at the teams in the second seed. We're going to be jumping over to look at that one. It's going to be the second seeded teams. We're going to be looking at the top team in terms of looking out for there. Is got to me, it has to be this Royal Gaming side, who had to face off against the side of Hyped Esports. That's Estral and Co. And both times they met them, they went the distance to a map 5, and just unfortunately were just shy of getting that 3-2 to go their way. Instead, it goes in the other team's favor, and it's a 2-3. They look like they're a team that can really go shot for shot with some of the heaviest hitters here in the league, and coming into groups with a second seed underrated against all those fourth seeded teams or first seeded teams, 10 first seeded teams. I'm looking to see them turn heads as well, and even potentially come away with a top 4 finish as well. They could steal a show and steal a top 4 podium spot, your top 3 podium spot come the end of playoffs. Well, another team to look at here in this second seeded section, you got Punk Esports. They had a wild matchup twice with this side of Lockout Gaming, a top 4, top 5 team in the coming out of group stage with a undefeated record. But still, they were able to, Punk Esports was able to fight off and fend off every other team in their group. They had no problem with them. It was like oil and water. The separation that you could clearly see, with Punk Esports and the side of the first seed coming out of their group from Group F. Those two teams were just, above all of the other competition that they had to deal with. Another team to look out for is going to be that Mafia Relivar team. For sure, they had a strong showing in their group stage, and they beat out Team KGK's other sister representative, Kings Grant Killers, in their group and put them in 3rd seed. So they're a strong team. They faced off against, I believe, Ragers, and they even took maps off of Ragers, an undefeated team coming out of groups. So once again, you're looking at super strong performances, super strong finishes, and, well, we're going to have to see if they're going to be able to carry that over. And then Indiana Syndicate, another team, super strong, had a really tossed and turvied group. But nonetheless, they definitely will show up hard come playoff time and, continue to impress their fans. They have a strong fan base that should show up as well to support, and I have nothing but faith in them being able to do well and place respectively for themselves as a 2nd seed, and obviously against a lot of these other 2nd seeds, even hold their own and win against them. Now we're going to be getting ready for the next seeds to look at, and that's going to be 1st seeds to look at next. So so last but not least, we have 1st seeds, and definitely not the least. These are the top dogs, the top echelon coming out of each of the groups. The 1st seeds, the strongest teams that we should expect to perform come playoff time, and the top 4 standout teams in my eyes here looking at this is, you got Voltage, you got 410, you have Lockout, and you have Exolve. They have the strongest records. You got the side of Voltage, who are undefeated, no map losses, no serious losses. I can repeat this one over and over again. We know some of the names there as well. Juju's team is people go by, Juju and Co. as well. And they're just an absolute colossal team. It should be able to shock and obviously destroy quite a lot of these teams, even in the 1st seeds category. Looking at that, 410 Gaming, wonderful group of players. They are the fan favorites in this league for the most part. I think they have the strongest fan group / they have some of the strongest showings in past competitions too, obviously present, as they have the 2nd best. They boast the 2nd best record right now in the league, and tied for the 3rd best record in the league, I believe, is both Evolved and Lockout. And so both of them 18-2. When you look at your map count with a 6-0 record, they're both undefeated, walked through their group relatively, and you're looking at both of them as teams that I didn't really know much about, but after I've seen them play, it's really, really shaped a strong image on what they could do, what sort of damage they could do to some of the other teams here in the 1st seeds group and or group seeds category. And so I'm really, really, really looking forward to seeing how these teams sort of perform. Just like them, they perform very professionally for the most part, dispatching their opponents with much ease. All 4 of those teams deserve a lot of recognition coming out of, coming off of the category of 1st seed. So thank you guys so much for tuning in for this recap section here on the seeds. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure to leave a like on this short little recap section video. If you haven't already, drop a subscription to the channel. Much appreciated. And check out my social medias. Everything is at 4Trixel on Twitter, on Twitch. You guys can find me. there, and you guys can have a fun time with that. But yeah, I'm excited for the playoff competition. Ready for that. But if you guys are sticking around for the next video, you guys will see it just in a moment. For now, guys, thank you for watching. Peace out.